Ambassador Robert Krueger, you have just taken part in a very important conference known as International Conference on Peace in the Great Lakes region. You were ambassador of the United States to Burundi between 1994 and 1995. My first question is, the opposition, the Rwandan opposition in exile, accuses the United States of having supported militarily the RPF during the rebellion years. What's your comment on that?
Well, I hope that we did not. Certainly I did not. I was ambassador in Burundi, as you know, and so I can't comment on it, but I would hate to think that we had supported either military force in the actions of genocide. My own observation as ambassador in Burundi is the RPF created a large number of massacres, just as much as the people before them.
Rwanda is now relatively peaceful, but to borrow the words of Professor Mahmoud Mamdani, Rwanda is sitting on a simmering volcano which can blow up at any time. Do you agree with this observation?
I don't claim to be knowledgeable. I've visited Rwanda once a year ago, but certainly people whom I know feel that there is considerable oppression going on inside Rwanda. I know for a fact that the RPF committed slaughter just as much as the people before them, not maybe in total numbers, but in effect, because I was ambassador in Burundi and I had over 200,000 Rwandan refugees who fled from the RPF. RPF has never acknowledged any of those things, although I personally pointed out to then Vice President Kagame what his troops were doing.
The ethnic conflict in Burundi ended with an ethnically tailored agreement. What do you suggest for Rwanda? Could that model work for Rwanda?
Well, certainly Rwanda ought, in my judgment, to have a Truth and Reconciliation Commission. There are certainly charges that a vast number of the positions today go to Tutsi rather than to Hutu, and that preference is being given there. As long as those feelings exist, the society will not be fully healed, and there's the potential of uprising and of further violence. These things ought to be addressed openly. There should be an open and free press. There should be open and free discussion. I find it quite surprising that Rwanda's ambassador to the United States accused Paul Rusesabagina and me of buying arms in South Africa to be used in Rwanda. It is the most preposterous statement. I have been accused of many things, but never before of being an arms dealer, and yet that is what their ambassador to the United States said and believed, and thought that we were in South Africa, though none of us was even in South Africa on the date he gave. So I have to say that some absolute absurdities are coming out of this administration in Rwanda, and I find some of them absolutely laughable.
My final question will be about your book, From Bloodshed to Hope in Burundi. But the facts on the ground seems to contradict the title. Now the FNL are shelling Bujumbura, they are bombarding Bujumbura. Are we not rather moving from hope to bloodshed?
Well, certainly in the last 2 weeks, Burundi has had bloodshed resurface. By comparison with the bloodshed going on during my period there, it is still relatively slight. But I wish that by now Burundi had already established the Truth and Reconciliation Commission that it was authorized by the UN to do, but it wasn't able to work out with the UN over a year ago, because I really think that it would be a tragedy if Burundi, which has achieved a much, much better multi-ethnic society than anything before, should lose that opportunity for peace. I hope and pray that reconciliation will soon be accomplished.
Ambassador, thank you very much for your time.